Do you have difficulties letting go of your pain? If your answer is yes, in this episode, I'm going to show you how you can drop your struggles right away. Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my channel Heal with Silvia. If you're new here, my name is Silvia. I'm an emotion healer and I work with my clients to heal their emotional pain from the past that are hidden in their subconsciousness. Well, I created this channel to specifically talk about emotional pain and how you can heal it the right way so that you can be liberated from it. Because even though pain is necessary, the suffering is optional. So if you're going through some emotional pain journey right now, feel free to lean onto this channel. I hope my videos and this community will be able to give you some love, light, and inspiration. Well, the hardest thing about pain is to let it go. You know, what is it that makes us cling on to our pain despite how much it hurts? And why can't we stop being miserable even long after the pain event is over? Well, that's because in our subconsciousness, we are still fighting. We are resisting, we are resenting, and subconsciously we are even plotting our sweet revenge, thinking that as long as we hold on to our pain, maybe we still stand a chance to take back our victory. Well, no matter what, the fact is there is only one confirmed outcome when we hold on to our pain, and that is suffering. Even in the best case scenario, we finally get back at the person who hurt us or proved ourselves over an event that we had failed previously. We can never undo the poison that we have already planted right deep into ourselves. That's why one of the key things that I always emphasize in healing pain is to let it go. If you truly want to liberate your life, your soul, and your heart, you cannot afford to keep pain in your body. Well, to enable this pain healing process to unfold, there is one thing we need to do. We need to first reset our relationship with pain into a more positive one. Getting rid of the negative bias we have towards pain, shifting our attitude to at least a more neutral point. If you're keen to find out how you can do this, I will walk you through today in this episode. Well, I will be revealing to you 3 hidden secrets why pain is necessary in our life. Once you know these powerful reasons, you will be able to rebalance how you look at your pain situation. I'm also going to share with you a 3-step process that I've used to coach my clients to reset all their negative relationships with pain. And finally, 3 signs you can look out for that will tell you if you have successfully changed that relationship. Well, by the end of this video, if your pain is still not yet gone, at least you are going to suffer much less from the experience because you have already been installed a whole new way to look at your pain. Well, and there is also a free workbook that I've prepared for you. You can download from this video. The exercises will help you draw deeper insights to the discussions we're going to have today. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell to stay connected with me and this community. Well, ready? So let's get on to part 1. Why is pain necessary in our life? So here comes the first secret. Pain signifies a new beginning. So whenever I can't find the answer to my existential questions, I always look into the Mother Nature for a clue. So what could be a natural reason for pain to exist in our life? You know, in fact, all of us were introduced to pain as the very first experience when we first arrived into this world. That's why we all cried when we were born. Can you imagine that total state of chaos, fear, and anxiety for our poor little soul as the water bubble burst and we start to get crushed through a narrow cervix, dealing with the emotional trauma of going through that dark tunnel, hearing the painful screaming of our mother, not knowing what's going on. Well, every time I think of this, I can't help but feel amazed at this ingenious design of our grand entry into the world through pain. Is it trying to prepare us for more of it later, or there is actually a hidden message behind it? Well, it is through the observation of this birth nature that brought me to the realization that perhaps pain in our life could be giving us a secret sign whenever a new beginning is coming for us. Well, we all need to grow, right? Not just physically, but in every aspect of our life. And in order to allow that, our life force will have to discard anything that does not serve us anymore to create new space for the new phase that is arriving. Just like the butterfly will have to abandon and emerge from its cocoon when it is time to fly, no matter how comfortable or important it thinks the cocoon is. So when it is time for our change to happen, it is the same thing. We may need to let go of a person, a job, a place, or an old self-belief, no matter how much we want to keep it. Well, I know that these radical life changes that involve losing something or someone in our life may be extremely difficult and painful to accept. Speaking from my own experience, when I lost my father at the age of 16, I had carried that pain in me for a very, very long time without me even knowing. And almost 3 decades later, when I finally brought my deeper awareness to my inner pain and healed it, for the first time in my life, I felt liberated. I also drew a lot of great life lessons through my pain experience in dealing with the grievance of my loss and the anger of feeling abandoned by my father. But without these life lessons, I would not have been who I am today, pursuing my dream and my life calling to serve as a healer. So the moment I crossed over these darkness and found myself at the other end of the tunnel, my true life began. And that is exactly what I want you to know, that the same can happen for your pain experience too. So if you agree with me, do click on the like button to shout out your positive affirmation. And now right on to the second secret for pain to exist in our life. Don't resist if it may sound a bit contradictory in the beginning. You will get it when I finish the explanation. Well, pain is part of happiness. Yes, pain actually needs to exist in order for happiness to happen. Let me try to explain this logic using the ancient law of the universe. I'm sure all of you are familiar with the law of attraction. It is actually extracted from a set of 12 universal laws that govern how the nature of life works. And amongst these 12 laws, there is another one known as law of polarity. So the law of polarity states that within the whole, there is always a complementary opposite sides to it. The easiest way to understand this is to look at the design of a coin that has 2 sides, but in fact, it is only one coin. The 2 sides are simply the 2 extremes of the same thing. And there is a similar philosophy in ancient China, which is known as I Ching. It will probably ring a bell if I say yin and yang. That's why in the yin and yang symbol, you can see a white dot in the black space and a black dot in the white space, symbolizing that there is always something good in something bad, and equally something bad in something good. So coming back to the law of polarity, if happiness is the coin, what do you think will be the complementary opposite sides of happiness? Yes, the answer is pain and pleasure. Well, the law of polarity states that in order for a source to exist, both complementary sides have to exist. So if we apply this principle into the pain and pleasure for happiness, you will see that we won't be able to get any happiness if there is only one side of pain or only one side of pleasure. So pain is there to complement pleasure and vice versa, so that we can hold happiness in our life. Now let me bring you a step deeper into this rationale. Polarity or duality present to all of us the opportunity to compare, comprehend, and hence be able to choose what we prefer in our life wisely. You know, it is only when we tasted bitterness that we now have a deeper knowledge of how sweetness tastes like, right? And hence how much more we actually prefer sweetness. You probably heard the famous quote, "Ask and it shall be given." But the problem with most of us is that we don't know what to ask because we are not quite sure what we want. So have you heard stories of how someone who used to choose work over health and family fell critically sick, and when they recovered from the near-death experience, they totally changed their lifestyle into a more balanced and loving one? Well, such crises not only make us appreciate more of what we have, but more importantly, and this is where I want you to pay attention, this pain also stimulates the basic instinct within us to now know what we actually prefer. So when this happens, we begin to activate and accelerate the momentum to attract the life qualities we want, such as happiness, love, joy, abundance into our life path. You know, when we ask, we shall be given. So someone who has not gone through deep pain experiences in their life perhaps will not have the basic instinct to ask for more pleasurable experiences simply because they will be taking them for granted. So when they don't ask or stop asking, the pleasurable experiences will eventually fade off. And that's how a joyless life comes about. So when you are experiencing your pain, don't just get sucked into all the bad things that are happening to you, but use this opportunity to create a conscious choice of what you truly prefer in your life. If your pain experience made you realize that you desire inner peace in life or true love built upon unconditional trust, then just look up into the sky and ask for it. Well, it is probably crude for me to say this, but don't waste your pain and suffering. Your pain experience is actually offering you the chance to choose what you want and then send your request to the universe so that they can give it to you. Well, if you agree to this and promise to make a conscious choice today of what you prefer in your life, click on the like button to shout out your positive affirmation. Now, let's review the third and the final hidden secret for pain to exist in our life. And this is actually my personal favorite because it happened to me. Well, dear beautiful people, our deepest pain actually holds the biggest truth of our life purpose. If you're someone who has been going through a long-standing period of painful ups and downs in your life, and you have come to a point of standstill where you suddenly have this deep inner sense of void or emptiness, and you begin to ask a lot of existential questions about your purpose on earth, well, this is the moment for you to tap into your pain journey to find the hidden answers. You know, as an emotion healer, I have seen time and time again how the messages of our life purposes are so often beautifully embedded in our pain experiences. awaiting for us to unlock them the moment we awaken. I had seen this in my personal pain journey where I finally found my true calling to serve in the space of healing works. I had seen my client who had been a victim of gender bias in the family and workplace found her purpose in using her passion in writing and journalism to become the voice of women who are suffering in silence. I had also seen my client who had rebounded from her depression, who is now inspired to share her journey through art therapy with those who are also struggling in depression. And another client who had suffered from bullying since childhood found her healing passion in yin yoga and is now aspired to teach it to the children to cope with stress. Now, that said, sometimes life purpose could be just a life lesson that we want to transcend in this lifetime. I had seen a client who was unable to conceive a child for many years, finally succeeded when she resolved her long-time resentment towards her own neglecting mother. When she finally healed her pain through learning forgiveness and unconditional love, she unlocked her fear of being a mother herself. Another client who was struggling with the pain of having an abusive and violent boyfriend finally came back to her senses of taking back her power. The moment she realized that her life lesson is self-love, she found the courage to let go of the toxic relationship and choose to live a more self-empowered life. So there is a life purpose or a big life lesson that is hidden in our deepest pain. It doesn't take luck or privilege to find the answers. All you need is pay attention to your pain and heal it. Don't hate it, fight it, or turn your face away from it. Because when you do that, you are missing out these little treasures hidden in them that are meant to lead you into a life of greater happiness and fulfillment. And that is how you can heal your pain and even transform your pain into your life's biggest gain. Well, if you're keen to find out your life purpose hidden in your pain experience, there is a topic that you'll need to go deeper, and that is learning about your subconsciousness. So part of my healing process is to help you tap into the answers in your subconsciousness. Do head over to my website if you want to find out more. Now, I have presented to you the 3 hidden secrets and loving truths behind our pain experiences that you may not have realized earlier. It is time for you to throw away your negative bias against pain and reset your relationship into a more positive one. So to do that, there are 3 steps, and if you want to try them on your own, go download the free workbook to follow the process. The link is in the description box. Step 1. To change your relationship with pain, you have to change your beliefs about pain. Our reality is projected by what we believe is true. So if you believe that the pain you are going through is a punishment or bad karma, then that will be how you interpret your pain experience and forever struggle with your pain in resentment. And if you believe that you are powerless and have no control over your pain event, then that will be the invisible prison that you have created to entrap yourself. So take a stock check of what you perceive your pain to be. If that belief makes you fearful, powerless, or depressed, then change it. Choose from the 3 higher purposes that I had just shared with you today, or create another one from your own realization and reinstall this newer, healthier, more positive belief about pain. Trust me, when you start shifting your beliefs and accept that your pain experience is actually helping you for your necessary growth and future happiness, your relationship with pain has just turned a corner. Step 2. To improve your relationship with your pain, you have to start talking to your pain instead of ignoring or escaping it. Face your pain, do a heart-to-heart talk, just like how a loving mother will speak to her crying child. You know, a lot of times our pain persisted only because it is trying to get our attention. So when you talk to your pain, all you have to do at this point of time is simply to acknowledge it. That's all. You know, whether it is shame, guilt, loss, or literally physical pain, just turn to your pain and just say, "It's okay, pain. I know it hurts. I know this is difficult, but I'm here for you. Let's work this out together." When you begin to master this kind of self-dialogue, talking to your pain as if it is your good friend, you are actually disidentifying yourself as the pain. This separation of identity is very important because we are not pain. We are love, we are light, and pain is only part of our life experience. So once you become so natural and comfortable talking to your pain, you actually start to bring more harmony into the relationship. Now, coming to the last step, step 3, you can progressively reset your relationship with pain by creating your own pain mantra. Well, a mantra is like a personal slogan or an affirmation statement that you can say out loud or just whisper in your heart to reinforce your positive belief and power. You know, chant your pain mantra whenever you feel overwhelmed, stressed, panic, or fearful about the pain events that you have to deal with. As you speak your words, their vibrational energy will help you reverse the negative vibes. So here are some examples you can use. If your pain comes from someone who has hurt you deeply, you can create a forgiving mantra such as, "I choose to forgive my pain because I choose to be free." And if your pain is something personal such as suffering from self-guilt or shame, use an empowering mantra to stop your self-judgment. "I am the master of my pain. I take full ownership of my healing." Or if you are going through some physical illness or pain, heal yourself with a compassionate mantra. "I love you, my pain body. You are safe, you are loved, you are healed." Now, once you have made all these efforts, how will you know that your relationship with pain has changed for the better? Well, here are 3 signs you can watch out for. Number 1, you are going to feel much lighter in your heart. You know, each time we reinforce a positive relationship with pain in our life, we lighten the weight of pain. So when your attitude towards pain changes, you will begin to notice more and more how your body relaxes and your tension eases. Number 2, you will begin to let go faster and faster. You know, every time you notice yourself spiraling into the negative thoughts or emotions of your pain again, you can see that you can shift yourself out of that mindset quickly. Perhaps it could take a few days or a few hours. Well, track that for yourself and be amazed by your own progress. And number 3, you become more hopeful and inspired. When you start seeing more positive sides of your pain events, you will gradually reopen your heart to new possibilities. Sometimes you may even become so much stronger that you found new strength to help others in return. Well, alright beautiful people, we have come to the end of today's episode. Can you check now if your pain is still there? Well, if it's gone, it's great, but if it's still there, no worries too, okay? If you're keen to take this first step, simply click on the link below. My workbook will help you get started in transforming your pain. And now I would like to hear from you if you agree that pain is necessary in life and why. Or if you have a pain story to share and inspire this community, do write them in the comments below, okay? And if you have any questions to ask me or a topic that you'd like me to create a video, also leave it in the comments with #AskSylvia. Stay tuned to Heal with Silvia by subscribing to the channel or head over to my website to find out more about my healing therapy and program. Alright, beautiful people, thank you for joining me today. I will see you again very soon. Love and light to you always.